What's up, everybody?
Beast mode in the house.
We are going on, I don't even know what episode this is, but this is our second one in the fancy podcast room. There's a night behind Sean. We still have a night. What kind of man are you if you don't have a night, right?
I told him that last night. I was like, wow, that's a really, really cool night.
So
who has that?
We're Success Layers, successlayers.com if you want to see all our lists of podcasts, or follow us on YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in Success Layers, or anything with BHD or Blue Hair Dave or Big Sean, the Success Layers. So today's episode is going to be about don't let failures stop you, and instead you need to be using those as stepping stones, because anybody who's ever done anything has to do this. And the one big thing that stops everybody is when they have their own failures, and it stops them from doing what they want to do.
Well, I got a lot of those. I think anyone who's successful, and I kind of preach this too, you have to be a good loser to be a good winner.
So true. That is true.
And kind of my background is I've done bodybuilding, USS Strongman, competed in the NPC. So every single first competition I've ever done, gotten dead last. NPC bodybuilding, I think you were there. You went to that one.
I think I did go to that one. Was that the one where you didn't have the music, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So side story, I won't go too far into it.
Failed to watch a bodybuilding contest before joining one.
I won't go too far into it, but yeah, you get behind the stage. I did actually bodybuilding, so in the Speedo, and the guy behind the stage is like, "Hey, you have music?" I'm like, "What? No? Like, what are you talking about?" And he goes, "Number 62, get out." And I'm like, "What?" And so he literally pushes me on the stage. I'm like, "What?" Gnarly techno, just booms, booms. And I'm just like, "Oh man, deer in the headlights." I'm just like, "Crap." I'm sure it must have been a spectacle out there. I had no idea what I was doing. And I think I left my entire spray tan on the stage. It was fucking dripping off.
You were pretty. I saw you with the tan on previous. Yes.
I will tell you guys what, though. From that moment, I was born. I was born on stage. I was born that day. You cannot break me down any more than I was on stage in a Speedo with some wild techno and have no idea what I'm absolutely doing.
Yeah.
And if that's not a fail, I don't know what is.
Yeah. So it's almost like I feel like comedians, because that's probably the hardest thing to do is like comedians.
Oh, I thought about that too.
Right?
Yeah,
Because comedians you're just exposed. It's just you. When people boo you for telling jokes, it hurts worse than being a bad singer, I think, right?
I would imagine.
And so those guys have to go through rejection all the time. But once you bomb, it's like, well, how much worse could it get, right? I guess it could get worse. But there's nothing more exposing than getting last place wearing a Speedo in front of an audience of people, right?
And not getting a trophy. They handed out 5 trophies to 5 different guys. I didn't get anything. I was like,
no participation trophy?
Nothing. I was like, man, I suck. Like, but let me just tell you guys, I did not quit. It lit that fire. I was like, excuse my language, fuck this. I was pissed. I was like, I thought I looked pretty dang good, didn't you? I thought I looked pretty good.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
but
yeah.
No, I mean,
yeah. There was a guy up there that had like a muscle on top of a muscle.
Yeah,
another muscle on top of it.
Got into some stash somewhere.
he was at the Mexican pharmaceutical store.
Yeah, for a while.
Since 1974.
he was quite a bit older than me too. But no, that was pretty fun though. Very humbling. But take the loss and let it make you better. Let it forge you. Light that fire. Because next year I came back, I got second place in the overall. Got a sick trophy. I still have it. And I actually did. I looked pretty good. I looked a lot thicker, a lot bigger. So, and I did practice. I got a routine down, and I did it, and bam. So it was more of a redemption the next year. After that, I didn't do one next. So I only did NPC for 2 years, but it was a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what, the guys are a little bit different when you're behind the stage of a bodybuilding competition. Everyone's really tired, depleted on everything. You feel like shit. No one's strong. Everyone's like, well, you look great. You might look great, but you feel like shit.
That's because
and everyone's
extreme dieting, right?
Yeah, to a weird, you do a bunch of weird things, water depleted as well. But everyone's so like stuck up. Like I'm pretty loud and like, hey, what up, man? And blah blah blah. No one is like that. It's weird. So I hung my bodybuilding Speedo up.
No more.
I mean, for a while.
Maybe you'll do another one.
I haven't really thought about it since. But I did join the USS Strongman. And again, so let me tell you another story. Bam. This was when I was 26. I'm 28 right now. It's about 2 years ago. I went through a rough time. My girlfriend of 7 years passed away in a hit and run car accident. So I hit rock freaking bottom. How about another loss on that one? And then that was rough. So I hit rock bottom there, and I had a good friend. His name's Nate. I'll call him out. I love you if you ever listen to this. But it saved my life. And I got into Strongman. And again, he's like, dude, we need to do a competition. He did it with me. First competition I did, dead last. I took 2 zeros on 2 different events. Means I couldn't even lift the designated weight. It was a car deadlift. But I couldn't pick it up. A lot of the other guys could. So again, dead last. It was like, shit. That was very humbling too. I was like, and these little guys, I mean, I was probably, I don't know, 290, still pretty big, but these little guys, I'm like, wow, this dude who's chucking like 231 pounds is chucking this car up for reps. And what in the hell? So it was a very humbling loss too. But again, I came back. And I took that loss and lit that fire. And I came back, and in 2018, I made it to Nationals, USS Strongman Nationals. So that was really cool. But so yeah, I took all those losses, and I tell you what, too, and everyone who I talked to and has been in those shoes, like you told me when I was pitching those videos in the previous episode. You guys should listen to that. But Dave said, "How can you get to video 50 if you haven't even done the first one?" And I was like, light bulb. It's like, beep.
Yeah. You just got to get started. Yeah. I mean, starting is one thing, but I think with this episode, it's about like just taking like huge hits, right? So you went up there last place, right? But you went back but you learned quicker that way, right?
Oh, I could, I could write a book, and I tell people that too, because there's never a perfect time when you're ready. I don't think ever. You're never gonna be 100% ready. You just do it and you learn along the way. You let your failures forge what you do and how you learn and how you succeed. It's I saw a really good meme actually. It was a picture a staircase, and on each step it said failure.
Yeah.
Failure. I was like, that's great.
That's what you need to see.
Bam.
Because I think a lot of people, especially people who are newer to being self-employed or who work for somebody or who haven't done things that take challenges like advanced athletics or fighting or whatever it is, like, because some people just never experience that stuff.
If that's you, go out and do it.
Yeah. You'll
lose, get beat up. It's worth it, I promise.
And just not to get off topic, but the crazy thing too is that a lot of the time that people who don't try these things also have like depression, but it's kind of like a circle of depression because a way to help depression is to go out and to do things. Right.
Absolutely.
And the more that when you can accomplish something, so people find like, oh, I'm unemployed. I become depressed because I'm unemployed, which makes you so depressed that you don't want to get work. But the second that somebody gets work, their depression lifts a bit, right?
Because 100%. I have a good friend who I'm thinking of because
they get up in the morning and they have a purpose for 8 hours or whatever it is. Sharky's going. The dog's. Ooh. He's not in the camera frame, but he looks
smells
like
my Fit Crunch bar.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
He was almost in the camera frame.
Those Robert Irvine bars are good. You try those?
Yeah, I get them at Costco.
Oh, man. Nice. Yeah.
Sponsored by Robert Irvine.
Yeah. Hey, Robert.
Vines and Bang.
Send me some.
Send us some Bang Bang, Bang 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 Bang. And so you have to have some kind of purpose, right? So you can't let failures just knock you out. And anybody who's ever done anything knows this, but people who are new to it, it hits harder. It hurts. Because when I was new to doing business, I've always been trying to do business myself. But when I was younger in the digital marketing space, and I'd be
Dave's a serial entrepreneur. He's tried like everything. That's what I've always admired.
I've sold sunglasses. I've hefted jumpy houses for birthday parties. As I actually had the company, it wasn't just delivering them.
Yeah, that was great.
Like I'll try anything. I've done everything you can think of, probably under the sun. Just I didn't sell cologne door to door, but my old business partner did. When I started the digital marketing, he literally would go to parking lots at like malls and try and sell cologne to people getting in their cars. Because you answer the ad, and back then it was like the back of the reader. Craigslist was new back then, and so it wasn't even then. It was like in the back of like the newspaper, and it's like hiring today. And you go to this meeting, and the people, not to get off topic, the people would be like, "We're hiring today. It's 100% commission. But the good thing about that is you can make as much money as you want." Right. And so, but they didn't pay you out. So it is, and you had to buy the cologne samples. So you buy, it's basically what multi-level marketing almost.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds familiar.
It's the same thing that like Roden and Fields and all these companies do like now, is where you buy your samples and then sell it. But it was cologne, and it was in parking lots. And I met a guy that made $1 million doing that with magazines at a Charger tailgate. This could be a weird job. Should be a whole podcast we do. And I'll just briefly touch on
just parking lot pimping with shit that you're gonna.
We had season tickets, even though I'm an Eagles fan. But while the Chargers were in San Diego, we go to the Chargers games, and we're in the and Alyssa can attest to this. And we were in the parking lot, and there was this guy that rolls up with this Hummer, and this was like a Hummer, not like the H2 or whatever. It was like a full on $130,000 Hummer or whatever, And it was all tricked out, and we were talking, and he's like, I made my first $1 million. He's like, believe it or not, I sell. Because I was talking maybe about doing about the digital marketing or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I sell magazines door to door. And I laughed, and he goes, no, I'm serious. He said, I don't sell them door to door anymore. I have a team that does it now. He's like, but I literally started selling magazine subscriptions door to door, and he get paid.
I mean, how long ago was this? They had this in middle school.
Well, this was like mid 2000s. This is probably like 2005 or 6 or 7 or something. Is that 2007?
I remember all those fundraisers. I mean, what do you think we did in football?
But that's what he did on a large scale. Then he'd hire like 5 guys, and then 10 guys, then 50 people to do it all for him.
Just a hawk subscription.
He'd take people that basically didn't want to work, making minimum wage at Walmart, and would rather be outside, and got those guys.
Just an affiliate marketer. And just link.
But old school version,
old school, pound the pavement,
doing
affiliate
magazines,
marketer.
Doing magazines, and then he hired people to do it for him.
Original gangsta affiliate marketer.
So I don't know where I was going with that, but with the failures, you can't let it just knock you out. So there's always going to be things. So when I started with the digital marketing, things would go wrong. You'd be like, boom, oh my God, I just made a couple grand in a day or whatever. You're like, you're looking at your yacht slip next to Bill Gates because you think it's just going to keep going and going and going to an unlimited amount. Where the next thing you know, you made $1 billion, and then the next day, $0. And you're like, oh, something broke or something went wrong or whatever had happened, something changed. And this could happen at any business, right? And the faster you can make money, the more likely it is to also have chaos involved in it, which is just the law of nature, right? So like it takes Sears, J.C. Penney's been going out of business for a decade now, right? But it was around for like 60, 70 years. So it takes, you know what I mean? So it's stable. It was stable, but it takes a long time to go out of business. But with digital marketing, you don't have to take 10 years. You can basically get shit figured out in a month and start making a lot of money. So,
well, if you know all the systems in place.
Well, what I'm saying is the better chance for making more money, the more chance there is to be chaos, because that's just the way things work. Right?
True.
Okay. So, like the original .com boom, right? Always, pets.com. It was like $1 billion company. Then it went out of business. Like,
it was?
Yeah. Like the original boom. I don't know if it was billion, but it was like a couple $100 million. Anyway. So,
wow.
But then all of a sudden I'd have these huge failures, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm not making any money. I just literally stopped making money for like a month, and it's like, couldn't figure it out. And that stuff used to just crush me. Like it would just, the anxiety level and everything would just be out of control. But eventually I got thick skinned to having the failures, and if something goes dramatically wrong today, I just take a deep breath. I'll even probably just step away from the computer and go do something completely else where I don't even think about it.
It's really smart,
right?
Actually.
And so it's just like anything with grieving. Like if something serious happens, I'll give myself a couple hours to feel sorry for myself, take a deep breath, and then pick myself up. And then after that, I am not allowed to feel sorry for myself anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? Like if it's a death of somebody really close to you, give yourself a couple days. After that, you got to figure out what you're going to do, right? That or a week or 2 weeks, whatever it is, depending on how severe it is. But if it's a business thing, give yourself 12 hours, 24 hours.
I mean,
and
again,
then go back to work.
I can tell you from experience too, just because of what happened to me. Time doesn't stop, Like as much as that and I tell you what, that person who was close to you wants you to succeed just as much. So I would say, the last thing they'd want you to do is sit around and just mope all day about them.
Yeah.
Go out and crush it.
Yeah. You can't let it flatten you to the ground. Sure, feel sorry for yourself. If it's a business thing, take an hour.
It shouldn't even
take
be
2 hours.
Yeah, that's not even on the scale I'm talking about. But
yeah, we're talking business wise. But
okay, but have someone who you're with for 7 years just not show up at home. I feel like that's
that could
way bigger of a crush.
Yeah.
As much as a business, which I'm not,
I don't even know how to put a time frame on that because it
was rough.
Yeah. So,
but in the aspect of what I'm speaking of is in the aspect of bad shit. Like a business thing that you can think your way out of, and really, if you try, work your way out of it.
Yeah, put it in perspective, right?
Put it in perspective. It's not something you should be fretting. No. Just it probably gets in the way the more you stress and worry about it. It just stops you from thinking clearly. Your
anxiety and depression about that failure, which by the way is temporary, is going to hurt your solution, not help it.
I read it was another great quote online. It says, failure is momentary. Success is momentary. They never, you know what I mean? It's always, nothing ever lasts forever. You're always going to come across a failure. It's not if,
like
it's when.
Success is fleeting and failure is temporary or something like that.
It's all temporary.
Everything is.
It's all temporary. Yeah. People are like, I want job security and this and that. There's no such damn thing.
No such thing as job security, especially today.
If you believe in yourself, that is the most job secure thing you can ever do.
Yes. Have a skill where it doesn't matter where your job is because the skill is needed. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if you have a skill that people want, it's a solution to something people need, you'll always be employed, and you can probably do it on your own. So it's that's the thing that I try and teach people is I want to teach you a skill. Use it however you want to use it. You could use it for working for a company. You could use it in the ad department, or you can use it doing your own thing. Or
what I noticed too that works really well. It works universally. Energy. No matter what you do, whether you're a salesman, I'm a trainer, I started my own company when I was 23 years old, and energy, like people feed off of energy. Like they love it, whether it's, you're helping someone out, whether you're selling something, whether you're doing whatever it is, the more you can be excited about it, the better, first way better you'll do, but more success you'll have. Everything will just fall into place. If you are as pumped about whatever you're talking about, because then they'll get excited too. Mm-hmm. Like half the time I'm like, awesome, man. But yes, you're crushing it, absolutely. Like that's just do it. You just get pumped being around me. Like that's it.
Enthusiasm. Yeah. Energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Energy. People love it. I love it.
Things in motion tend to stay in motion.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Just keep on rolling. So when I'm writing these notes for the book, so we're going over these guidelines. It's going to be a book one of these days.
I wrote a bunch of awesome notes, too. It started with a Ninja Turtle. I thought it was pretty good.
Yes, that's a good Ninja Turtle. So one of the points I make about this, and also this is the topic that we're having, not just because it's in the order, it's also...
I feel like I got a flashback in school when teacher's like, okay, now take notes. And she looks over and you're drawing like a Ninja Turtle.
Rocket ships.
You're like, what the fuck, bro?
I belong to a bunch of groups on Facebook, like marketing groups, and one of them is the ClickFunnels group. And somebody was just posting today about how they lost 70% of their business because it was one client. And
wait, one client is responsible for 70% of their work?
Well, think about it. If you got one funnel that's making all your money, or 70% of it, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but
well, he'll learn now. This is where he takes that failure and learns to go get 4 more of those 70%
as
people.
soon
You know what I'm
as you
saying?
have that one client, work as hard as you can to close another one.
Yeah. Well, so this is
and get addicted to that high that you got from closing. I mean, that must be a high ticket item.
yeah.
So
Or it's like, I don't know, maybe he's an agency. I'm not sure.
I don't know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
whatever it is, it's obviously a lot of money. So
Yeah.
I would get that high from closing that person. Find another person to close. Find another person to close.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
bam.
So that's where, that's the kind of thing, because he was worried about it. And it's kind of like, well, in digital marketing, you got to get used to that. And it's also a lesson. It's a lesson that now you need to diversify your customer base. You can't just rely on that one person, even though the one person's awesome to have. But if you got 3 more of those, you don't care if one drops. And by the way, now you're making triple the amount of money, right? So
Yeah,
it's easy to get complacent.
I catch myself sometimes doing that, and I get on it. I feel like everyone does. And I read another, and I'm on fire with these quotes. They're just sticking in my head. It's great.
Just don't take credit for him like that. Jay
No,
Shetty guy.
I'm not at all.
Einstein's.
No, I read them. I read them. No, they're not. They're not by me at all. It was no one, and no one I know anyway. No one you know for sure. Stays motivated 100% of the time.
Nope.
Nobody. It's the discipline that keeps you going that 100% of the time. Like, it's awesome when you're on fire and it feels good. You're coming to work, bam, you're killing it. Awesome, feels good. But now the days that you don't want to go to work, you feel like shit, show up and crush it anyway, and that's the discipline that is going to get you to the top.
That's the difference between the person who does, if they want to make a body transformation, that's the person that makes it.
That's the finish line.
The person that wants to become wealthy doing what they're doing, that's the person.
True. Okay, but you could easily refer it back to the fitness aspect, but now I'm even myself, like you knew me when I was 18 years old. I'm 20, so he's known me for like 10 plus years.
Have I?
A long time. Yeah, you knew me when I was 18.
No.
19?
No.
I worked at LA Fitness when I was 18.
I didn't live here then, I don't think.
Anyway.
It's been a while. It's been a minute.
But anyway, so I was a trainer back then, and then what I noticed was everything kind of the harder I really worked and the harder I kind of tried, and
like 8 years.
Was it really now?
It's like 8.
Really?
Like you must have been 21. No?
18, 19.
I don't know.
Damn, I lost my train of thought now because I'm trying to
Sorry
back.
about
Fuck.
that. Sorry. I was trying to figure out.
Anyway, it's been a while because I remember because anyway, I got to talk to you about that because it's bugging me now. Where was I? Well, you don't even know either.
Huh? No, I know this guy. All right, what you were saying?
I forgot. What
Fitness,
I was saying,
but instead business.
Yes. How you could relate. Transformation. People who we were talking about people who are making the finish line. You can easily relate it to people with transformation. That's 30 days. But as far as myself, like I'm learning the whole digital marketing thing. Like I started back, I don't know, maybe about a year ago. And that was kind of opened my eyes. Like, whoa, I was kind of addicted to the whole, the vibe. It's kind of no one really knows about it kind of thing. Because even I tell my friends, I'm like, I still do a digital affiliate marketing. They're, what? No one really, unless you don't really know.
It's weird because it's how the internet works. Amazon is basically an affiliate. Google makes all their money with almost the same model.
But you don't. So my point being this is like, that's still a big project. Like that's a whole nother, that's the whole style. That's a whole career I'm learning right now. So, and that again is I don't know. You have to enjoy it because that's the only thing that's going to get you to the finish line. You have to enjoy the journey. Because for me anyway, like obviously you're a wizard. I don't know anywhere near as much as you, but I'm learning every day. I'm around you. I'm learning. I'm feeding off you every day, and I'm picking stuff up and learning this and that. And I'm enjoying the journey, the ride to it. It's a lot of fun, And I think whatever your journey is, you have to enjoy it. Whether it's fitness, digital marketing, and I think. If you're forced to learn something you don't want, like me I didn't really enjoy school that much because you were forced to learn about shit that I didn't really find any practicality in anything. Whatever. But I didn't enjoy learning, so I didn't really absorb that much. But now that I love this process of, learning all this stuff and being on, I like being on camera too. But yeah, I love the energy. I love being around people. I love how now I can reach way more people than just in the area. So anyway, guys, so if I could tell you anything, enjoy the ride. If you got anything out of that, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey that you're on. Because once it's over and you're there, you're like, who knows how long it's going to take?
Well, there is no there.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
It's
That's very
always-
true. Because once you set a goal, you crush it. You set the next goal, and the next goal, and the next goal.
And you add them.
Right.
Add them.
Right,
You do one
right.
thing that works, you go to the other one. You go to the next one that works, you go to the other
Yeah.
one. This works. Things can be seasonal. The cool thing about digital marketing is you learn
And apply right away.
Yeah, but you
Wham.
also but you it's a skill and it's a vocation. You know what I'm saying? You're not just learning about like what composers were in the 19th century. You know what I mean? For no practical reason except for teaching it to somebody else. You actually, while you're learning, you're figuring out a puzzle that's always changing, and it makes money. And so you're always pressing F5, which is the refresh button on your keyboard.
Well, and being best
F5
friends with
refresh.
I get an expedited process of that. Like I went to affiliate market before I even knew what affiliate market was. You know what I mean? So most people would probably be in the industry a couple years before they even thought about going to like an affiliate summit.
Oh, I say go right when you start.
You know what I mean?
It's worth the money.
It is, absolutely.
Right
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you kind of took me under the wing, shoo me. Like, I got into all the parties. I knew everything. Like, Dave's a man.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, but I, like, just knowing you and knowing all your expertise and information, I just got it expedited in route of it. And that I was pumped on because it's like shit that most people would have no idea about. And I think that's a huge key. You have to know stuff other people don't know. Whether it's I'll just take, my expertise, the workout industry. There's like a lot of Olympics and a lot of the strongman stuff, a lot of the lifts that I know how to do that most people don't know how to do. You know what I mean? It's a lot of technique that goes into that, and especially all the fat loss. I've been doing for 12 years. So, and you've been doing digital marketing for like, what, 13 years?
13.
Yeah. So, I mean, we both been doing it a really long time. So you think in 13 or 12 or 13 years, you would figure shit out that most people don't know. I promise. Like, you like it just becomes your life, and I think that helps a lot. So I'm not like pitching Dave at all, but if you guys ever want to learn about digital marketing, he's the man.
No pitching except for bang. Get us some free bang.
Yeah, give me some bang. But yeah,
some
bro,
free
I
bang.
really
Thanks.
appreciate that too.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're
Thank
welcome. I love sharing the info. Like I had somebody
Yeah.
call me. I was on the phone today with somebody who called me that was interested, and I was just like, what are you looking to do? It's like
It's a lot of fun too.
it's not for everybody. Either.
No, it's not. I mean, you have to. You like I said, you definitely have to have the energy.
yeah.
You have to be proactive about it. And I wasn't about it for a while. I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus before I did the OFA challenge. You guys should do that too. OFA challenge. It just opens your eyes a little bit on.
What is OFA?
OFA challenge. I'm sorry. It's a
Without
techno
pitching.
jargon. No, I'm not pitching the OFA challenge either, but it was great as far as sales go. I did that, and
is it?
actually, I don't think you even knew about it.
I've never done it. I just looked at
Yeah,
your
so-
stuff. But here, can me explain it?
Yeah,
real quick?
well, it's sent for one funnel away, but yeah, explain it. Yeah.
So there's a software company called ClickFunnels, and basically it's like they include everything that you might need if you're doing some digital marketing the way they're doing it, which is be able to make a landing page and sell a product and have follow-up emails and things like that. And but they have a challenge. It's 30 days and it's $100.
$99. Yeah.
$99, but they have lessons.
They give you textbooks, workbooks, videos.
They give
Steven's
you
the
lessons.
man. He
They give
checks
you,
in with you
it's
every
basically
day.
it's a crash course on how to do their version of digital marketing in 30 days. And for $99, it's totally worth it. The reason they do it is because they want you to sign up for $99, and it's recurring to use their software. And to use their software, you realize that you might want the $297 a month version, and then you'll sign up for that. Now they've got a customer that they'll make $20,000 off lifetime for paying the $99 of all the information. But the $99 is totally worth it if you want a crash course
all you
and
do
how to
is-
use their software.
Well, even now, okay, yeah, true. It teaches you
Mm-hmm.
correctly how to use the software, but also how to sell. Like I didn't
Yes,
really know
selling
how to
techniques.
sell. They teach you the rhetoric behind
Yeah.
sales,
Yeah.
which was cool because it teaches you how to manipulate people. I mean, and they teach you to use it in an ethical way, but you learn how to build a story web. Like I could, and even in
Stuff.
well, whatever you want to do
Isn't
with it,
so ethical, but-
whatever you want to do with it, I'm saying you could fabricate an entire story, pull on heartstrings based on emotional aspects of people's life.
Yeah.
So they're now tied to you. The more ties you have, the more they are likely to say, "Oh, we're best friends already."
If you don't have a degree,
sale.
If you don't have a degree in marketing, which would teach you these things about emotional sales and things like that, then this is like a 30-day version that goes right to the cuts all the bullshit.
A lot of work. I did probably 3 or 4 hours a day.
It's almost so much you can't do it. That's on purpose.
Well,
so you do
but
it again
was great
and again
because
and
I
again.
have the schedule where I can make time for that.
Yeah.
So and for everyone who's like, "Oh, I don't have time for it," make time. You get home from 6 and drink beer and go to the pub? No, forget that. I
go to the pub, mate.
I even get home at 8. I crank till 10, and then I'll shoot. Last night I was cranking till 11. I even put the last workout out. You saw that?
I did not
Dude,
see. You did those workouts earlier, my friend.
Well,
and what you need to do
they
is
were all
pin
out
them to
before
the top of the group page, so everybody can sit
I
there for the whole.
I
day.
don't want to. I don't want to have them in files though, because I don't want everyone to access them. I want them to be at least hard, so you have to get a bougie screenshot.
You just pin it.
All right, you have to show me that.
It's just when you go to the right of the post.
To make it go to the top?
It'll just stay at the top, and then the next day, unpin it and pin the next one.
Good call.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's there. Because I try and scroll through. I was doing the workout. I was doing my mountain climbers, and I was like, where's this damn thing? And I had to scroll through.
I hate when it does that, too. I'm like, okay, I'll do that.
You just pin it, and then it stays at the top.
Bueno.
Or make it an announcement in the group.
Yeah.
Because these are other tips. But
sorry, yeah. Just tuning you guys in. We're doing a 30-day transformation challenge, and Dave and actually myself are doing it, crushing it.
We got a lot of people in that group. How many?
42.
42 people.
With 0 ad spend.
But yeah, people are they're participating. They're taking pictures of themselves, all sweaty on the machines.
Okay, if you guys are running,
it's 10 o'clock at night, and I'm going out for a run.
I love it. There's at least 10 or plus posts a day.
And this is why so failures. Somebody wasn't able to do the workout or whatever, and then the next day they did better, right? So they didn't stop the 30-day challenge, right? They just kept it up and went on the next day and just continued where they left off. Instead of just quitting, right? And the one lady, I forget who it was. Well, a bunch of people are doing this. Here's the thing with these groups. This is why these 30-day challenges work. Is because, do you think if she was just in a regular thing that she'd bother? But
no.
But just the fact that you can show a picture of you putting on your shoes on at 10 o'clock at night is enough motivation to get you to exercise.
And the fact that
because you get to be like, it's like a humble brag, and you're like, I screwed up or whatever. Or look at me, MFers. I got my shoes on, and I'm going to exercise at 10 o'clock.
Everyone's active, and I will.
And that motivated me, motivated everybody.
Yeah. Right? Oh yeah, and I'll post a comment, being solidifying how awesome that is within 10 minutes.
Yes.
So she gets that comment of, oh hell yeah, someone I know is watching me crush.
So that benefits her, benefits the group, it benefits me,
everyone.
benefits you. Yeah.
So if you're running a group, be very active in it. Comment on everyone's post because they'll post too, just because they want your comment. It's crazy.
Yes, because that's how people are. It's a support group.
Right. And the more, So if anyone leaves anything, I encourage people to post all the time, be very vocal, because that's how we can all help, and so on and so forth. But it's going very well.
That's
Love
awesome.
everyone.
That's awesome.
Crushing it.
So let me round out this episode of the instead of letting failures stop you using as a stepping stone to success. I'm just going to read my little paraphrase here, just so to kind of recap it. So, because you don't learn to be the world's best anything without failing and retrying many, many times. And the same goes for your goals in life. So you need to embrace the process and learn from failures, using them as your main building blocks, like you said with the stairs, towards your goal. Quitters quit, and people who succeed are just people who didn't quit. Okay, that's really the difference. People will say that guy got lucky, or that guy got lucky is because he was still out there attempting. And that's what happens to people. So it's impossible to be lucky if you quit because you hit a failure. It's literally just impossible. So plain and simple, failures are going to happen. Plan for them and use them. You have to accept them. If you aren't having failures, then you aren't doing enough, because failure is a healthy byproduct of effort. And that's really what it comes down to is failure is a healthy byproduct of your effort.
Boom. That's huge.
Yeah.
I think we should end on that. That was great.
I think so. Because
think about that. That's huge.
Yeah. Failure
I'm still thinking about that.
Is a healthy byproduct of effort. If you're not reaching failures, your effort isn't high enough.
And I remember because that reminds me, even back in sports, if you're not eating shit, your weights aren't falling on your face, the weights aren't crushing you are not trying hard enough.
Yes.
And that's and you can relate that to anything. Great.
Anything you do.
Love it.
All right, Success Layers, we're out for this episode. Check us out, YouTube, successlayers.com. Do a search anywhere, you'll find us. Amazingly, nobody else had that name. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I
That's
like
crazy. All right. We'll see you.
it. Later,
Go
guys.
here, Dave.
Big Sean.
Later.